The world is actually so fucking small. I'm just seeing someone that I knew, I met on The Voice. She won back in 2021. That's crazy. Anyway, week 6. Week 6 at the Artist's Way. I feel like I haven't really been following the Artist's Way by the book the past few weeks. I've had, well, it is me following the Artist's Way at the end of the day, because it's brought me to this realization that has kind of made the path in front of me disappear a little bit. I don't even know where to begin. I don't even know what to say. Oh my gosh. So, fuck it, right, I'm just gonna say it. So, I quit my job. I don't have a plan. I do have a plan, actually, but I don't have many answers. I kind of just took a leap of faith. I knew that I needed to do it, but I was hesitant. It felt like I was standing on the edge of my potential and being asked to jump and take a leap of faith, and I was like, no, I'm gonna wait until this, I'm gonna wait until that, I'm gonna wait for a sign, blah 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 blah. But this feeling inside of me that I needed to leave my job was just getting stronger. I don't know if the wind is going to be affecting the sound right now, but my thought that I needed to, my feeling that I needed to leave this job was just getting stronger. My body's literally just been rejecting the job, and it started as a decision that, it started as one thing, which I won't get into, but it ended in me realizing with my dissatisfaction, it became much deeper than just like the job itself. The dissatisfaction was not just the job. It is the fact that this is not what I want to do with my life, and I know what I want to do with my life. I've known what I've wanted to do with my life since I straight up want to say since I could talk. Since I could talk, the first thing I was doing was singing. And I've said it since I was 5 years old. I want to do music with my life. I want to do art. It's evolved into, so many different forms of creativity I want to do with my life. But I've always known what I want my life to look like. So it's almost been, I was talking with my therapist about it, it's almost been harder to know than to not know, because I know that there are people that don't figure out their purpose or what they want to do with their life, that creates purpose inside of them and meaning inside of them until much later in their life. And I have been fortunate to kind of have this strong vision and desire for myself from a really young age. But it's also almost been a bit more depressing, because when you don't know, you kind of don't have anything to compare your life now to. But when I'm sitting in a position I know I don't belong in, or I'm in a place that I know is not really where I want to be yet, and I know where I want to be, and I have known where I've wanted to be for the last 20 to 25 years of my life, there's just this sense of something is missing constantly, or like I need to be somewhere else constantly. And I think that through this Artist's Way journey, I've fallen back in love with creativity and found it in a whole new way as well, and been able to kind of allow myself to own the vision for what I want for my life for the first time in a really long time. And it's just it's made it more apparent to me that I don't want to settle. I've never wanted to settle, but with, oh my god, that dog. Oh my god, that dog's so cute, but where's its owner? That's what I said. Oh my god, that dog is so cute, but where is its owner? Is that its owner? Oh, I think it is. Anyway. Yeah, I've never wanted to settle, and I just think the more I get in touch with what makes me feel most alive and what brings so much meaning to my life and makes me feel so passionate, and it makes me emotional every time I talk about it. And what I'm genuinely in love with my entire being and my entire heart, the harder it has been to show up in a place where I just don't think I belong to, and I don't want to be in anymore. So I felt that feeling just got stronger and stronger, and I knew for a little bit of time where I was like, well, the last few weeks, I was like, okay, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Like reaching out, and going, look, what do I do? Like, universe, what do I do? And I've always had this pretty good sense of inner knowing, like I know what I need to do. And that's something that's followed me my whole life, where I'm just like, I just know that this is going to happen. I just know it's going to end up this way. I'm just going to know, like, I just know this is what I need to do and this is where I'm at. And I just knew that I needed to quit. But I felt like I had to wait. And I think it was just the fear of what was on the other side of that, and being in the unknown and not having all the answers to what will happen when I do make that decision. So I thought, okay, if I wait and I'll see what the universe has to offer me, I'll see what jobs I get in the meantime, I'll see what comes up before I decide to quit. And nothing was happening. I just felt stuck and lost and confused. And this past week has been horrible. Like, I've just been so burnt out and tired. My body's genuinely just been rejecting, like, I just have not been able to do it anymore, and the desire to leave has just gotten louder and louder and louder, to the point where it's just affecting my mental well-being. And it's like I needed permission to do what I desired to do from the universe before I did it, or like proof that I'd be okay, when I just needed to quit and figure out what happened after, and trust that I will be caught on the other side. If this is something that I'm genuinely being called to do, it's for a reason. And I've never really had an issue. I've definitely lived my life in a way that's very spontaneous and we'll figure it out on the way kind of thing, I came to Sydney with like a month's worth of savings in my bank account and no job, and I figured that out. Same thing on the Gold Coast. I've always kind of just figured this shit out. It's going to be okay, and if it's meant for you, it genuinely will just fall into place. And I think that's kind of what Julia Cameron also brings up in week 6, the week that I've just done. Just to do with your trust, and like, why do you think your God has limits for you? Like, why do you think your God's like a rigid parent with like all these conditional beliefs and conditional love and conditional abundance? And like, why do you think that there's limits to what you can receive? Because that's your belief. At the end of the day, that's what you believe you're deserving of and what you believe you'll receive. So, So yeah, I've done that. And it's actually kind of crazy because I did that on Friday. I officially put in my resignation letter, and literally the next day I had messaged this person a few weeks back. I was like, okay, I'm just going to see if there's an opportunity before I quit to transition into something different. And I messaged this person a couple weeks ago, and literally the day after I quit, she messages me saying, are you still interested in this thing? I'm like, oh my God, I messaged this person 2 weeks ago, and the day after I quit, they get back to me saying, yeah, would love, are you still interested in doing this job? Okay. And then another wild thing happened where it was just another synchronicity. And I think maybe in her check-in she asked about synchronicity. She's been doing that. Yeah, see, did you experience any synchronicity this week? Yeah, well, there's one. Another one was I was ordering my supermarket shop, and I was looking at different foods and stuff like that. And I went to put in... I got really distracted. Sorry. Hang on. I went to order some steak. I wanted to order some steak. I think it was a steak rump or something like that. But it was expensive, and I was like, oh, nah, I won't order that. It's just too expensive, and I'm thinking about money, just while I'm in a transition between jobs and things like that. And I ordered my food, whatever, it came, and I literally got someone else's order in addition to it. Thanks, Mary Louise. Sorry. But I got Mary Louise's order, and there was literally the steak that I was asking for, steak rump. There were 4 of them. There were 4 of them in the bag, and it was just steak rump, milk, and chicken mince. So sorry, Mary Louise, but that felt like a huge synchronicity. I was like, what the fuck? And it just felt like a reminder that the universe has my back. Yeah. So now I just think I'm looking for more time to be creative, more time to kind of build a full-time creative career. And I think that this next phase that I'm moving into will allow me to do that. And I'm excited because I think I am supported in this vision that I have. I know what I want, and I've just made a big leap to do that. And like I said in my last week's reflections, that's the biggest act of self-love that I could give myself, is giving myself permission to create the life that I want to create for myself, that's most in alignment with what I value and what I want in my life. I'll just go through some of the questions here before I go, because I'm going on my artist date. I've got places to be. My phone died. My storage ran out. My brain's a bit all over the place this morning. How many days this week did I do my morning pages? I did my morning pages. This is the first time I skipped a day. I did. I skipped a day. Yeah, I was quite hungover, to be honest. Yeah. And then I skipped a day. I think it's also just been the accumulation of stress. I've just felt a little bit pessimistic about the path that I'm on, because I felt stuck and I wasn't doing anything about it. I wasn't getting off the hamster wheel that only I could get off. I could choose to get off. So yeah, I wasn't feeling the morning pages this week. It's been getting harder. Like, I think that from what she wrote in her book, it sounds like my storage keeps dying. Keep getting cut off. But she kind of asks, and has asked in the previous weeks, like, has it been getting easier to do morning pages? But I feel like I really peaked in week 2 and 3 and 4. In the past few weeks, I've found morning pages really hard, actually. So there was a day where I didn't actually do them. And then there was a day where I did 1 page. But otherwise, I have been trying to commit to doing them every day, even if it's been hard, even if I haven't really had much to say. Yeah. I think a huge part of it has been the stress that I've been feeling, and just like feeling stuck and lost right now. Just stuck on the decision that I had to make. I think it had really impacted my energy and my desire to like do anything. My artist day is happening today, and I'm actually really excited. I'm going to fucking Time Zone to play. I'm really excited about it, actually. I think it's going to be really fun. I'm just going to fuck around. I might try and get a toy from one of those claw machines, because that shit's hard. Yeah, I think that's all I have to reflect on for week 6, to be honest. I think that that's a pretty good reflection. I don't always follow her stuff by the book, but I still feel like it's changing me, and I still feel like it's moving me, which is great. Next week, week 7, it says, we turn this week to the practice of right attitudes for creativity, the emphasis on your receptive as well as active skills. The essays, exercises and tasks aim at excavating areas of genuine creative interest as you connect with your personal dreams. Perfect timing. Recover a sense of connection. Perfect timing, because that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. More time to be creative, more energy to be creative and in touch with my creativity, to have more time with my creative self. That's what I want to do. So I think this is going to serve me very well, even as I transition and have more time in my next chapter with the work I do. I'm going to make sure I have much more time to be creative, much more time to nurture myself, so I'm not so burnt out, where I can be creative. That's that. That is that.